taking a moment and allowing yourself to get centered, allowing yourself to feel your feet on the floor, feeling your back up against the pew behind you. Run through the body and release any areas of tension, any areas where you're clutching, gripping, or grasping. How much can we allow the mind to permeate the body? And as we do that, setting an orientation of a sweet kindness towards ourselves. So in a very gentle, sweet way, allowing the mind to roam through the body and releasing any areas where you're holding. I once saw a great healer, and I kept noticing how he held his body, and his body was completely void of tension. So imagine, what would your body be if you knew that you were a healer and you allowed a loving, creative force to flow through you? How much could you trust being in your body, being present, and allowing your whole body to rest in this loving presence? How good it feels when we reduce our muscular armoring and begin to sense the space around us. And as we do that, starting to feel connected to the world around us more. So how much can you become aware of the space around your body as well? Sensing the world around you. And how good that feels. Feeling less separate, feeling more connected, feeling more whole. Remembering that we're part of a larger mystery. And then allowing your mind to gently roam down into the heart and the chest area. And with a very gentle presence, allow it to move through the chest area as if you divide it into 4 quadrants. So becoming aware of the upper left, the upper right, and the bottom 2 quadrants. And as you do that, you may notice that one of the quadrants feels really more expansive and free and open. And allow your mind to roam into that area and feel what that feels like to have an expansive area around the body. And then become aware of the quadrant that feels the most congested, the most tight, the most restricted. And see if you can bring that expansive feeling from the one quadrant, that freedom, sweetness, into the area that feels more tight and constricted. Noticing the mind has impact. And when we skillfully take command of the mind and where it lands, and we do it in a loving way, we have an impact. So now allowing that loving presence to move throughout all 4 quadrants. Allowing your heart area to feel open and free and expanded. And for some of you, you may start to sense the space in front of the chest and the heart. And feel how good that feels to stretch into that space. And seeing just how much you can allow that area to open. And one of the easiest ways to allow that all the chest walls to relax and let go is to bring to mind something that's easy to love. It could be an activity, it could be a person, it could be a child or a pet. But as you bring that to mind, notice how your chest walls soften. And as you do that, you can sense that presence more, that space more. And see just how much you can allow the heart to become tender to that experience and feel the sweetness, the exquisite presence. And then see if you can stretch that out even more, magnify it, allowing those sweet feelings to stretch out even further. And how good that feels to just kind of move into that space with your mind. Again, noticing how the mind has impact. And I'm going to challenge you one more time to see if you can magnify that expansive feeling and opening it up. And feel how you can sense things beyond your body. And become aware of the space around it. And as we do this, we feel more whole, we feel more connected, we feel more balanced. And what we learn is that good emotions are infinite, that we're the ones who block them. And we could do this all day, stretching and stretching and stretching out to heaven. So just allowing that expansive feeling to stretch even further out. And imagine your mind being a light as it travels through different areas of Albany. Always trust your intuition. Wherever your intuition feels or is calling you, gently allow that loving presence of your mind to move throughout the city of Albany. And wherever it goes, see a light showing you where your mind has been. Seeing it go up and down the streets, into the homes, into the medical center, into the police department, into the bus drivers. And notice how the more you do that, the more you stretch your mind and feel that presence, the more whole you feel. How much can you stretch this out even more? Again, challenging yourself to stretch beyond what you're used to doing. And eventually spreading this light past the city of Albany into the surrounding counties of Schenectady, Rensselaer, Saratoga, and south of here. And gently allowing this loving light to move throughout these counties. And notice how each time we stretch our heart to include them, our own field stabilizes. We become enlarged. And as we're stretching our awareness out to the state, again, sense how your field shifts again. Moving your awareness out into the whole nation, and eventually the northern hemisphere. How each time we stretch, we become more coherent, moving it to the southern hemisphere. And seeing the entire globe bathed in this light. How does that feel? Taking a deep breath and feeling this wholeness, this connection. And if there's anywhere on the globe that you feel particularly called to send light, allow your heart to pour open and send light to that area. How much can you open your heart and let it flow through you and become a vessel? And for many of you, your breathing just got deeper, your heart became lighter, as you had a very real understanding of your connection to the whole. And now seeing ourselves go through the next 24 hours, and as we do that, seeing if you can keep that expansive heart open. So feeling that expansion that you just felt and seeing yourself get into your car and go home tonight, and when you head to sleep, imagine your heart staying open and expansive. Remembering that in the night you return to who you really are. And then tomorrow morning, as your eyes driftly start to open, and before you put on your clothes, before you take on your roles for the day, just stay in your own being for a moment and feel that exquisite connection. Your connection to the whole of humanity and the whole planet. And seeing yourself get up and put on your clothes, but keeping your heart very open, feeling that exquisite space. And seeing yourself go through your day. And you may notice your heart will want to shut down here or there, and you're going to say, no, I'm going to stay attentive and present and stay open. And remember my connection to the whole. Breathing deep, being present, and allowing good feelings to seep through, because they're always there. And so seeing ourselves do this for the next 2 weeks or so, and thinking about how different you feel now compared to when you began, and what if you spent 2 weeks every day bathing yourself in this connection? How different you would feel in 2 weeks. Knowing how important you are to the whole. You're important to these cities. We're going to be needing you for other cities, and you are training. So bringing your awareness back with you. Feeling the nobility and the dignity within each of us. And bringing that awareness back as we allow our eyes to gently open. And maybe look around the room with that acknowledgement of dignity and acknowledging each other's presence. And welcome back.